What's happening? Thanks for joining us again. I'm Chris.
I'm Pete.
And we're going to take a look at a pretty sought after beer right now out of Quebec, Canada. This is from Dieu Du Ciel. This is their Peche Mortel. It is an imperial stout, as they say, brewed with real coffee.
Free trade coffee.
A lot of coffee. Apparently this is more coffee than anything else coffee.
Yes. And this is a fresh bottle from June, so I'm assuming it's going to be an espresso bomb.
Hopefully. And it's also coming in at 9.5% alcohol by volume. I think I've only had one other offering from them, that being their barley wine, which I like a lot.
I've been searching for this for quite a while.
Oddly noted, it's a twist off. You would not have thought that.
That's not right.
Those are twists.
I'm seeing them, but I'm not believing them. And the Phantom glass is for my wife, who's a hardcore stout fan who doesn't want to appear on screen.
So it definitely poured very, very black. Just a thin trace of like a chocolatey kind of espresso looking head that's just dissipating away.
It's a lot lighter than, it's kind of an unusually light head actually, but maybe that's just me. It's a little bit of alcohol legs.
I can't really, there's really no light getting through it, a little bit at the edges, but overall,
a lot of carbonation on the sides.
As you know, it's a pretty typical looking imperial stout, what you would expect.
Yeah.
So we got for a nose. That's basically, there's a lot of just coffee right there.
Coffee and almost a little bit of a sweetness, like a milk stout almost. I mean, it's like a coffee milkshake kind of.
Yeah, you got that, like sort of like a real lactose. Yeah, like fresh brewed coffee.
Are you getting a little bit of smoke? Or maybe I'm
Maybe like the faintest touch. I wouldn't have thought about it if you didn't mention it. I really just think that has to do with the robustness of the stout itself, not that there's any sort of smokiness to it.
Yeah. Smells good.
Yeah, very coffee. Let's drink it, because that's the best part. Cheers.
Cheers. Definitely coffee going on there.
A lot of coffee. Now that you're talking about that smokiness,
I'm getting the
smokiness too. I'm almost getting like a smoked meat, like a barbecue kind of thing, like, you know. Are you getting that all like a?
Yeah, well, I'm definitely getting the smokiness. I think there's so much bitterness from the coffee too that it's kind of accentuating it, but.
You know, I'm almost getting, it really, to me, it's like, you know, something you had in the smoker, and you're getting just like that, the smokiness from like that's associated with those meats and stuff that you put like on, you know, from like ribs or something like that in the beer. It's very interesting. But at the same time, again, blended with a lot of that coffee.
It's fairly thin mouthfeel.
That's what I was just sort of noticing. There's a decent amount of carbonation, nothing overwhelming.
Yeah.
And the mouthfeel isn't what I would expect for a 9.5% beer.
Yeah.
It is a lot thinner. There's a little bit of a film that it leaves, but yeah, overall, I would think it would be just a little bit more viscous.
Yeah. Some people have likened this to, like, you know, just absolutely the most coffee, espresso, kind of roasty beer they've ever had. I'm not.
Would you give it that?
No. I'm not. I mean, it's definitely a step above, like, you know, breakfast stout and some of the other coffee stouts that I've
definitely
had.
It's definitely coffee focused. I would call it. You know, no one's gonna walk away from this not having noticed the coffee in it. You know, there's a fair amount in there. And I think from that perspective, it definitely, if the focus is to showcase the coffee, it's doing that extremely well.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't need to be like a 10-trick pony to be able to, you know, really do what it needs to. Like, this is a great beer.
Yeah. But is it a stand in line, drive many mile kind of beer? I mean, it's kind of got there's a lot of hype on this
There is, but at the same time, I mean, taste is subjective.
Mm-hmm.
You know, some people don't want to see your favorite band ever, or even hear them. So who's to say?
I would say it's probably from a coffee stout standpoint, it's the best that I've had, but it's not like, blow me away.
Yeah, because honestly, like, I've tried the Bourbon County coffee twice, and at best, I mean, it's like I needed a team of detectives to try to pull the coffee out of it.
Yeah.
I don't know if we just drank. I know one bottle we drank relatively fresh to the time we got them. I just tried a bottle again, a couple weeks ago. I had the same exact drinking experience with both of them.
Yeah.
The most minimal amount of coffee, even if you were to say, if you didn't tell me it was the coffee version, I would have thought it was just regular Bourbon County Stout, just a little bit more, like, just bitter for whatever reason, but not detecting that it was coffee.
Yeah. Well, I'll put a couple down and we'll see. I mean, I'm assuming the coffee's going to fade off.
Coffee will fade. I think you'll get a lot more of a really rich caramel out of this, blending in with a lot of the darker, maltier flavors. I would be interested to see what it turns into.
Yeah.
But overall, like, fresh, this is a great beer.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, a very nice coffee stout.
I'm glad I stumbled upon it. It was one of those, like, it's on the shelf.
Good find.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's it. We're going to continue enjoying the rest of this. Hope you're enjoying something as well. And see you next time. Cheers.
Cheers.